Hey guys, it's VS Sliding, your Doom VS here, doing a commentary over a new member's gameplay. His name is Doom Superior. He has a lot of great stuff over on his personal channel. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it, especially if you enjoyed this one, which I'm sure you will, because I don't think it's something that you've seen on YouTube so far. It's actually a double with the Maverick on Strike Zone, and at the time this gameplay was gotten, the DLC had only been released for about 9 or 10 hours, so it's really impressive. It takes me quite a while to get the feel of a new gun, especially when I'm going for like a KEM strike or some other gameplay with it. And Superior picked it up pretty fast. He got the double, so kudos to him. I'm sure you guys will enjoy the gameplay. After watching the rest of this video, be sure to check out his personal channel. The link will be in the description, as will mine if you enjoyed the commentary. But moving on to the topic that I would like to talk about today, it's actually, I kind of like to talk about my opinions on the maps that they've brought back or reskinned from past Call of Duties and brought them forward to a new Call of Duty. And I want to talk about this because one of the new maps in the newest DLC that was just released was actually from MW2. I believe it's called Ignition in this game, and it was Scrapyard in MW2. A really solid map, but that's not the only map I'm going to talk about. I'm going to mention some ones that Black Ops 2 brought forward from Black Ops 1, and touch on Terminal, and maybe some other ones pertaining to Ghosts that are rumored and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So the first map I'm obviously going to talk about is Ignition, because that is a new map in the DLC that just came out, and as I previously mentioned, that is from Modern Warfare 2, and there is a little bit of a difference in this one though. They added an underground spot which wasn't in Scrapyard. And speaking of which, really quickly, for those of you guys who like Extinction, I guess there's a little bit of an Easter egg in there. You can kind of see some of the hives in the underground areas from what I hear. I haven't really looked myself, but that might be something just kind of interesting to go look at. But back to what I was talking about, they had the underground spot, and I don't really know why they did that, because when I think of them bringing back an old map, I think of it as maybe being reskinned and that's it. Nothing changed. Like, what I prefer, honestly, is probably what they did with Terminal from MW2 going over to MW3. They didn't change it at all except for some of the coloring, but they didn't add anything to it or take anything away. And I think Ignition is actually the first map where they've really added something to it. Another map that is really popular, probably actually the most popular map in Call of Duty that I've seen a lot of people talk about and always just want to be brought back to every Call of Duty, is Firing Range from Black Ops 1. It was a remake in Black Ops 2, and its name was Studio in that. And Firing Range is what its name describes. It was just pretty much a target range for soldiers to practice their aim. And in Black Ops 2, it was a studio, which is really just a big movie set, and that's all it was. And I think that was a good reskin, as well as Summit from Black Ops 1 over to Black Ops 2. I think that was a good reskin. I do like snow maps, but it was an interesting transition to see a map that you've played in the snow pretty much completely change climate all the way over to a jungle scenery type thing. But for the last few minutes of this commentary, I'd like to talk about the maps that are kind of rumored to be in Ghosts, or some that might actually be in Ghosts already that I'm sure some of you guys know about. One specifically because Nadeshot did a video over it, and that's Strike Zone and Dome. If you guys didn't know, Strike Zone is really just a reskin of Dome, even though Infinity Ward didn't really announce it. But if you look at the overmap of both Strike Zone and Dome side by side, you'll see they're really similar. And if you want to run through each map, then I believe all the Dom flags are at the same points on those maps. And the other map in Ghost that is really just a reskin of a past map is Sovereign. This one I wasn't quite sure of at first. It's not quite as easily to tell as Strike Zone and Dome, but if you look at the overmap, then you'll see it's really similar to High Rise. And this one's hard to tell because the color scheme is completely different. The layout's kind of the same, but it's different at the same time. It's hard to explain. You'll just have to check it out yourself. And I don't know if they're ever actually going to officially announce that those are just reskins, but I've heard that Dome is possibly coming back. There was some confusion with the DLC being released wrong, and one of the map names was actually Dome. I don't think anybody got to play on the map, but it was something that somebody downloaded and posted screenshots on Twitter. So that's interesting. I think it would be a really bad move on Infinity Ward's part if they did bring back Dome, but I kind of have a feeling that if there's a map named Dome that they're bringing to Ghost, that it's a new map. And don't forget that there was a Dome in World at War that is completely different from the MW3 Dome. So I think that if they're bringing a Dome to Ghost, I think it's going to be totally different, something new, something that we haven't seen before. Or maybe a reskin of a past map that's not Dome. Because think about it, Ignition is Scrapyard, but they changed the name. And if they're going to bring Dome from MW3 forward, I think they changed the name as well on that, because that's just kind of their trend when they bring maps forward. The only one that they haven't done that with is Terminal. All the other maps that they brought forward from a past game, they changed the name. So I think that's a big clue as to them not bringing back Dome, but we'll just see on that. That's pretty much it for the commentary, though. So please like the video to support Doom. As I said, check out Superior and my channel if you enjoy the gameplay, commentary, respectively. But I will catch you all on my next commentary here on the Doom Clan channel.
Hostile made it through. Enemy SATCOM spotted. Chem strike available.
You did?
Friendly chem strike incoming. Friendly chem strike incoming. Friendly SATCOM active.
Really? That's the new gun?